Greetings, friends, and welcome to another fun project that is done with a 2x4. Well, actually, I want to do a couple projects using just 2x4s to show you what you can do with a very simple piece of lumber and an idea. So today we're going to be building, as you'll probably see by the thumbnail, we're going to be building a signpost. Now, all I have done here so far is straight measuring 20 inches up from the bottom. You know what, I'll probably do a drawing for this so you can download just to be safe. But I'm doing all this by hand, really. So I went 20 inches up from the bottom, drew a line, and then using my square, I drew a 3/4 inch line on both sides. You only really have to do one because you're going to be using the piece you cut out on this side to use for the template on the other side. Then I got up to here, and about 6 inches from the top, I went through and I did a curve to finish it off, just because I didn't want it squared up. Now this will be blank, and now this is where the cross post will go on the actual sign. I haven't decided what I'm doing up here yet, so we ignore that. But regardless, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get this cut out. You can do this with a jigsaw, or if you have access to a bandsaw, it'll make it a lot easier. Regardless, I'm going to go cut this out, flip it, trace it, and then I'll be back to talk about that area. What did my microphone ever do to deserve me? You could have ended up with like a TikToker who was like off in the middle of like Kuala Lumpur. You wouldn't have to put up with all of that. So I'm sorry, Mr. Microphone. Anyways, we are to the point where you can see now that I've got the sides all done. And because, you know, I like to be fancy, I took a, 3/8 inch router, and just did up the edges on all four sides. And what it does, it gives it like a rounded look. Just make sure to stop at your 20-inch mark and all the way up here. Make sure to stop here because we need to work on this next. Now this part here, I'm just going to go take my circular saw. I'm going to set the depth to 3/4 of an inch because this is 1.5 inches. I'm going to be taking 3/4 inch out of this piece here, and I'll be taking 3/4 of an inch out of this piece. So I'm going to quickly go cut this, and I'll show you what it looks like so we can knock it out and you get an idea on how we do the joint here. See in a few. Now, once you've got this all cut out, make sure when you pass the saw through that you, it's just held down. You know, it's kind of hard to move it when it's clamped. But once you're through, just make sure that when you go through, that the lowest part of the blade passes the edge of the 2x4. You know, don't get carried away like somebody else would. And then you just use like a little pry bar or something to go in there and clean it out. Now, once you've got all this pulled out like so, you have the option of using the saw very gently and coming it back and forth, but that takes a bit more finesse. And if you're not comfortable with that, I suggest getting yourself just a chisel. Usually I'd say just use a chisel, but I'm trying to make it so you don't have to have 18 million pieces of equipment to make all of my probes. Like the biggest one on this one was the routed edge, and the only thing you need on this one is a saw if you want to completely bypass the tapered column. It's up to you. Anyways, I'm going to go get this cleaned up, chisel it out, and have this ready to go. Then we're going to start talking about the Crossmember. Now, once you've got your post done, you're going to have to be building the Crossmember. Now, this piece here is however large you want to make it. I'll give you the measurements that I did. I did 8 inches past. Then I did the signs that's going to be hanging from this are going to be 24 inches. So I did 30 inches. Now, 30 inches brings you, this is the edge of the sign. So the sign will hang down here. And then I put marks at 4 inches in on each side. And what that does, or is it 5 inches? Oh, like 5 inches. I'll put it in the picture. This is a creative mind at work. As you can see, no templates. I'm freehanding everything just to get an idea of what I wanted. Don't worry, I'll make sure you're all along for the ride. I'll be sure to at least give you the template when I'm done, or try to. Anyway, so the hard point for the chain is going to hang from here. So I wanted to make sure I had a really good base. Then it comes up, swoops down, same thing base, and then did a nice little curly Q at the end and just did everything nice and pretty like. So now I'm going to go cut this out. But as a heads up, you're doing your second notch here. Now, if you're in doubt, use the piece of wood that you use for your post to mark this width in case your 2x4 varies for whatever reason. We are using just mill lumber here, so nothing perfect. Once again, cut it out, knock it all out with the chisel, and yeah, we'll get this ready. And I'm going to go figure out if I'm going to route any of this. I think I might, because it'll match the post really nicely then. Anyways, quit rambling. I'll be back in a few. Once you've finished going through and making it all fancy, or not fancy, or as fancy as you want it to look, you will end up with this beautiful cross member, which you will then insert into your post. Now, what I did is I found the most absolutely huge bolt that makes no sense here, and then I promptly drilled the hole and then realized I didn't have a washer, so I used the most grossly absurd oversized washer because I didn't have one in my knick-knack drawer. Anyways, so you can just screw this cross member on. I'm putting a bolt through because it allows me to take it down and disassemble it so everything goes really compact. And in the end, it kind of looks cool. This is going to hold this whole thing together beautifully. In reality, it's this gap here. And look at that. I actually ended up with some height here that adds character. That was deliberate. It's all character. Anyways, so I'm going to go get this thing stained, but this is up to you on how you're going to finish it. If you're doing this for like more of a creepy Halloween type thing, you'll want to do this with like the tea stain, which I will link up here. I'm going to be going through and staining this with some timber oil to match my house because I want to leave this signpost up all year. So when people come to my house, they get beware. What is it? What are my two signs there? Oh, that's right. Just over here. There we go. Welcome, foolish mortals. Beware. I might quickly go, you know what, they look good. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm just going to hang them on the sign. Anyways, so that's where you're going to be at with your post. Now, I'm going to show you the next part, which was the previous part that I recorded before I started this part, which is making the permanent, well, semi-permanent post hole in the ground. Anyways, enjoy the Back to the Future trip. No, Back to the Past. Anyways, enjoy the making of the post hole thing. And now time for the whole truth. Well, the whole that is the truth. There's a truth that is the whole. Maybe there's a whole truth. Anyway, so now using a spade of your own choosing, you want to dig a hole that's 10 inches deep. You want to disturb the walls as little as possible, but you want to make sure that when a 2x4 goes into that hole, there's enough concrete around it to give it some decent strength. Because what we're doing is we're building a hard point for it to actually stay in here. Now, what will happen is we need to get this thing so it levels up beautifully. You'll be driving in a stake to the left of the hole and a stake to the front of the hole here. And then what will happen is as you put this in, you'll run boards from here to level it up. It's really noticeable on an 8-foot length when it's not completely level. So you want to make sure that it looks good, especially as we're doing a signpost. Now, you'll see here on the bottom of this 2x4, I have got some thin foam. This is actually underlayment foam for laminate flooring. The whole point of this is when I pour the concrete around it, it's going to give me a small buffer of which to take this 2x4 back out again. And then allows me to insert whatever 2x4 I want to back into the same hole. This little bit of foam is going to give me the tolerance to allow for that. It may be a tiny bit loose, at which point I'll put a tiny wedge in to hold it all together. Regardless, I'm going to get this all set up and all nailed together. And I'll show you after, before we start pouring some concrete to make our own little lamppost hole. Now you can see that all of the stakes are down and the supporting members are in membranes. What the heck am I thinking? I used a level to check both this side and this side. And that's why you have the two angles. It ensures that this post here is nice and firm and it's completely vertical. So when we put a signpost on, it doesn't look like something that I would create when I'm half asleep. Anyways, concrete. I'll show you after it's poured. It's just bagged concrete that I'm mixing up just enough. And I'm using the amount of dirt that I pulled out to make sure I make just enough concrete and don't waste any. But if you're doing lots of these holes, you can mix up more because you get these all ready at once. Anyways, see, and this finishes my glorious concrete job. And hopefully, when this dries, that I'll be able to pull that 2x4 out of there without too much swelling on the board. I'm hoping that the foam gives me enough wiggle room where I can get it off. I might have to revise it going forward. We're going to see. Anyways, it's going to wait 24 hours to get it all nice and set and dry, and our hard point for our post is going to be finished. And thus finishes our lovely sign. This is just the Xylene transfer sign that I did last year, which the video will be up here. This is finished with the timber oil, And thank you, Thompson's, for discontinuing your line. I can also use a Cabot oil, but I really like that old Thompson's. It was so much nicer. Anyways, you can see how everything worked out here. This holds in beautiful. If it's loose, which it might very well be, you can put a wedge in the back and it'll just hold that little bit better. Anyways, so that is the sign in all its glory. You can do whatever you want. Oh, and before I forget, here, what I did is, you see this chain? If you have access to bolt cutters, I bolt cut off the bottom latch there. Oh, come on, focus. And then I drilled 2 little holes in the top and I hammered that with the chain in place up into the bottom of it. A, it's a cheap hinge. Oh, well, look at that, trying to focus. A, it's a cheap hinge, and B, it's just a cheap hinge and it looks good. Anyways, down here, I just use the gold hooks. And if you're not worried about somebody stealing this stuff, just close that hook off. It should hold it beautifully. And speaking of that, before I forget, down here, if you pour a loop or a chain into this concrete, it'll allow you to attach it to the signpost so somebody can't walk away with this. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with my lovely little sign here. And if you end up building something, let me see it. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks to all of my viewers, subscribers, patrons. You guys are all awesome. I've got another one similar to this coming up next week, which is going to be a lamppost, but we'll get to there when we get to there. Anyways, you guys have a good haunting season and have a good one all.